RP'ing against Telethia Plume. This can be pretty good fun. It's quite different to against X0 due to a few things. One of them is the weather, so you'll see we're using weather immunity soul voices at the start here to protect us from the weather you can run into against Plume. We actually got lucky in this run, and even though I messed up my weather immunity, which you'll see later on, it didn't matter as no bad weather actually happened, but often it does against Plume. Another thing that makes it different is Plume has a higher toughness to its appendages than Ig's Heart, so you have to wear more appendage crushers, which means you can't do the fast build that we do against Ig. I do a very slow start here building my count with 0-0 and Executioner. I should be able to do it faster. This was disappointing. A basic rotation that we're then working on is 7 Blossom Dances with True Stream Edge in between. So 7 Blossom Dances, 6 True Stream Edges, then Combat Limbo, Magnum Edge, and cut that off with Overdrive to bridge back to Blossom Dance again. We have Telethia Topple Locked, as you can see, and that's Jenna is doing the toppling and also providing us with TP and the potential up buff, which is very important, whilst Episteme, Miiaah and I are dancing our way through Telethia's RP. You'll see we do between 10 and 14 million on a Blossom Dance hit. Sometimes you push over 15 or 16 million on a hit with Toppler Soul Voices, if you catch those. This build took a long time for people to develop. Mostly wasn't me involved in that. But the one contribution I think I've made is, well, in the last couple of months I've fiddled around with some calculations and tweaked a few bits, notably picking up that we actually could use the Bewitched Glaive Receding Rust that Miiaah is using here to possibly get like 0.1% better results than the Ultra Diamond Spaffer that Episteme is using. I actually have a bad sword for this. The traits on my sword aren't great, so optimizing for that like that is irrelevant for me, as I don't have the right gear to do it anyway. So the other thing I'm doing, which you might notice, is I try and slice the end off my True Stream Edge animations by reactivating Overdrive. The True Stream Edge does 5 hits and then has a slow drop down to the ground. You don't need that drop, so I try and slice 5 out of every 6. I don't manage all 5 every time, but also I'm probably getting it wrong sometimes and actually slicing one of the hits off, which I'm not meant to do. The idea is purely to slice off the end of the art after the damage is done. This speeds you up slightly and in theory helps you fit more Blossom Dances in the run. Also, I think we found that if you do 7 Blossom Dances per limbo, you need to be slicing like that in order to not lose your buffs. You don't have to slice all 5 that I was doing, or 6. You can do it with just 2 or 3 slices per limbo. But yeah, you'll notice that I've got bad weather affecting me because I lost my weather immunity. Thankfully, it's not weather that's infected by damage, as it's not energy mist. We got lucky there. I lost my immunity because I was a bit tired and I was counting my Blossom Dances between limbos. At one point I suddenly realised I'd counted a 9th after my last limbo, when obviously I was meant to have limboed after 7. So that's what went wrong there. But this was the last run that we did after a few hours of them, so it was getting a bit tired and mistakes happened. We had a higher scoring run of over 49,000 earlier in the night, but unfortunately I forgot to click record on that one, so I can't show you that. I think I was slightly faster. I didn't lose any buffs. No one lost any buffs as far as I recall, and my first Blossom Dance was earlier, so I did more in total. On this run I only managed 73, which I think is below par. The current record team who've scored over 50,000, I think 51,000 now, I think they do about 78 Blossom Dances, maybe 79 for one of them. I think they do use some overdrive count up gear, but even so, I feel like I should be able to do more than I do here. I think I did 75 or 76 on some of the earlier runs in the night before I got so tired, but we'll see. I haven't got that recorded, so I can't count and check. I think some people who don't do this might be surprised at the numbers they're seeing, particularly with me then saying that this isn't the best of runs. This is what you can do if you don't have anything defensive on your gear, don't have anything related to TP gain or anything like that, and you've used all your gear to focus on damage per second and all your augment slots and all your skills, and spent quite a while farming for the best gear to do it with. That's farming, killing enemies over and over and over to get the best drops. As I said though, I haven't managed to find a good sword for Telethia. I ideally want a Bewitched Glaive Receding Rust with Ultra Thorn and Criticals up and Weapon Attack Power up, or a Ultra Diamond Spattle with Potential Boost and Weapon Attack Power up, but I don't have either of those at the moment. Hopefully I'll find one for the next Telethia, but no guarantees. The Bewitched Glaive Receding Rust with Weapon Attack Power up and Ultra Thorn and Criticals up would do less damage on Blossom Dance than the sword I'm using, but it would do a lot more on the True Stream Edge. So make up for it. The Ultra Diamond Spattle with Potential Boost and Weapon Attack Power up would do a bit less damage on the True Stream Edge, but not much less, and it would do a lot more on the Blossom Dance. So I'm not sure on that. It might not do. Let me double check. It might not do less on the True Stream Edge. So yes, it would actually. So the sword I'm using should do should be 6.1 million per True Stream Edge on average, and 5.8 million would be what I'd get with the one I'd like, the Spattle with Potential Boost and Weapon Attack Power up. The Bewitched Glaive with Ultra Thorn and Criticals and Weapon Attack Power up, on the other hand, can do over 9 million and 10 million True Stream Edge, but you lose a small amount of Blossom Dance damage. But anyway, so this was a disappointing run. If you go back 5 months, maybe it would have been a record, but not for today. But hope you enjoyed that, and let me know if you've got any questions or find any of this interesting. Bye.